Oh man, you know what they call that?
What?
Bad luck. So this week on Hoarders, pretty much, we're gonna do something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Keeps getting put on the back burner. Gonna try and clean up the garage and make it a place where I can work on projects throughout the winter. We've done a lot of stuff in the driveway, and that's because the garage is a disaster. So I feel bad about sharing this. I'm really not an organized person, and my wife can attest to that. This might take a few days to do, but today we're gonna clean up, reorganize, and try and make a space where we can actually have some fun on the channel. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna show you guys the shape that my garage is in right now. So this is about 2 years of ongoing projects. We're in the middle of home renovation. I've been working on Scruffy, I've been working on bikes and just doing everything else. Like when we're doing writing videos, obviously we're not home. So the plan is to pick all of this up and relocate some of the stuff on that side and kind of make this the work area side. Move my workbenches over here, yada yada. The first thing that we have to do is move this big black piece of crap out of here.
It's not a piece of crap.
I know. I've really been wanting to work on it. I just haven't had the time because I've been so busy with other things. But I don't know, maybe we can actually work on this over winter after we get the garage picked up. But this is our 76 280Z. So this Datsun is one of my dream cars, and we got ultra lucky and snagged this one a couple years back. It's something that I've been wanting to build up super badly, but it's just been hanging out on the back burner. Would you guys be interested in seeing some Datsun content? Let me know in the comments. You might see some either way in the future. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is get this thing pushed back out. It's not really running right now. It'll fire, but we're just gonna push it out so we can start moving stuff. So now that the car's moved, the main goal is to get the workbench over there and all that shelving over here. The garage became storage when we moved in, and that trend continued. It's where most things end up if it just needs to be out of the way. Besides the fact that a bunch of this stuff can honestly be donated or thrown out, we need to utilize our storage space a lot better because there's a large amount of wasted space. What are your thoughts on our stuff?
I have a lot of opinions right now, and I'm not going to announce them on camera because we don't need to fight about it.
I think you just announced it. All right, so we pretty much have everything cleared out of this side. The other side doesn't look as good, but I'm gonna sweep up. Looks like we have a mouse in here. Gonna have to do something about that, but that thing over there in the corner is a sump pump. We get hydrostatic pressure and this thing will flood without it. So I'm gonna try and tidy that up. Hide it away underneath my new workbench. But yeah, pretty much get this ready to start moving everything over here. I haven't even measured this bench, so I don't know how well it's gonna fit over there. 9 feet by 36.5. Yeah, 9 feet. Who made such a big workbench?
You did?
So that's like 6.5 feet, like 7 feet to there. I mean, it's been nice having a workbench that large, but maybe I should cut it down. I decided to keep the bench the way it is because I really like its size and it makes for some solid storage underneath. The major issue with this size of bench though is that it's pretty hefty.
This is a huge table.
You want it upstairs in the living room?
No!
Ready? 1, 2, 3. If it's too heavy.
It's fine, I'm just like, don't hit my shit.
Just a little shuffle. Oh my god. Just go. Just go. Drop it. Oh no, too fast. Too fast. Why is your face so red? Well, you can tell me if we should spin at 180.
I might, yeah. Shuffle faster, bitch!
You know what? Kinda like it there. Look at that. Thick. You doing okay after that?
I'm waiting for the blood to rush back into my fingies.
Yeah. So by this time it was getting late and we wanted to get stuff back into the garage. I wanted to move this shelf first though to get our storage racks up against this back wall. But when I removed it, we got a little surprise. Oh man, you know what they call that?
What?
Bad luck. It's going this way across the wall. Yeah. So I had to do it perfect to hit it.
Damn, dude.
Quick backstory, the people who flipped this house have done some pretty shoddy work. Here they installed new water lines to our water heater from the opposite side of this wall and drilled them pretty shallow on this side. So in turn, there were no protective metal straps on the studs. So when I installed this shelf 2 years back, I sunk a screw straight into this hot water line. The screw's been in our hot water line for 2 years. But since it was PEX, it sealed around the screw, so it didn't leak until I just now removed the shelf bracket. We're gonna have to rip all this out right here.
Yay, home reno! At least we got drywall, or some of it.
So a late impromptu trip to the hardware store is needed if we wanted to use water in the house anytime soon. Got a new pipe. It's the shortest size they had.
Are you kidding me? That's so long.
Bought a Milky Way because I'm upset.
Are you gonna bite?
Can you have a Milky Way?
Yeah.
What's a quick house project without something mildly catastrophic happening and making you spend more time and money on it than you thought you would really need to? Luckily, this was a pretty quick fix to get the water going again, but it goes without saying, I'll be doing some sheetrock repair this week too. Going back to the new workshop side, this back wall is pretty banged up. It's chipped, has some gouges, and I'm assuming there used to be some crude shelving here by the looks of these little wood blocks nailed into the studs. We'll take these down and give this wall the love that it needs to make our workshop feel a bit more put together. Some of these gouges are pretty deep and just big, so I'm cutting these chunks out and mounting in new patch pieces with drywall that I just had on hand. I'm not sure if this is the proper method of repair, but it's a method and I'm doing it. So if you can't tell, I am no drywall expert. It's one of the things I'm like least confident in. It's probably one of the reasons why I procrastinated so much upstairs in the living room, but after looking at some of the other stuff they've done here by the professionals, I mean, I can't do much worse. So might as well get to it and try to make it look better. Good enough for me. I'm really happy that we improved this wall so much, but now it's made the rest of the workshop look less than desirable. And now we're going down a bit of a rabbit hole. So I want to get some paint on these studs in here. Eventually I want to sheetrock it, but I'm so done with sheetrock, I'm not gonna do that. So for now, we're just gonna paint them black. That way they don't look so creepy because there's like a bunch of extra paint and marks and it just looks really dingy and cruddy. Cruddy, who says cruddy? So to help it, we're gonna paint it black, hopefully hide some of the imperfections and just make it look better. I know if I tried to paint these with a roller or a brush, I would probably lose it. So to make it easier on myself, I'm using a paint gun, which is something I've never used before. And don't worry, we're covering up the most valuable item in the garage. I'm assuming there's going to be some overspray at least, and I would be made sick if any of it got on the Datsun. It's also told when you're painting with the sprayer, you want to mix like a half a cup of water in with a gallon of paint, just to make it thinner so it comes out the gun easier. I don't know if that's true, and if it's not, I'm sorry, but I'm doing it anyway. As I got to painting this wall, I gave up on masking anything because I thought, wow, you know, that ceiling could really use some paint too. So you guessed it, now I'm painting the ceiling. I
definitely took a lot more time to mask everything off than it took to actually paint this place. Around all the edges of the concrete wall, the past tenants installed some custom hangers, which I needed to take a lot of time to remove. And then there's Creepy Window. This thing is god-awful, but I'm hoping that we can turn it from awful to just ugly with a little bit of paint. When I was painting the walls, there was actually very little overspray, which made me completely unprepared for the disaster I was about to bring onto myself. The overspray was definitely a real thing. Really though, it's not a huge deal to clean up, you just need a little bit of acetone. Using some of this on a rag pulls it off of any surfaces you mistakenly dusted in eggshell paint. And my favorite part of any paint project is ripping off all the masking tape and paper to see your hard work shine through. This is the start of my own in-house workshop, and I can actually walk in here now. We're still far from done, but it's going to be a place to build and work on mountain bikes, dirt bikes, cars, vans, and everything in between. A few major items we'll be addressing in the future are insulation, because it gets cold in here, like ice on the ground cold. And these garage doors, they're like cold air inducers, and they're just butt ugly. If that wasn't enough, they don't even come down to the ground all the way, letting in both cold air and pesky rodents, so that is a must fix right away. I want to do quite a bit in here to make it look up to snuff, and we'll definitely need some bike storage. I know what you're thinking, hey Jim, show us the other side of the garage. Not quite yet. We'll get that tidied up next time. Although I did get that huge patch job done from when our water line blew up. Do you guys think that we made an improvement here today? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching me tackle this monster, and until next time, keep that rubber side down.